Thank you for tuning in to If I Only Knew. I'm LeVard. Today we're going to be talking about people who are working and are broke. People who are not working and they're broke. Here's what to do to not be broke. First, I want to let you guys know that we all see what's going on in the economy. We all see people struggling left and right, getting laid off, you know, from the corporations, and struggling to find a job 2, 3, 4 years later, having master's degrees, PhDs, and having to take, you know, 10% of what they used to make just to survive. We already know we're in a whole new economy. A lot of people don't understand how the economy is functioning and how it's working. They're still stuck in the old ways. The old ways are gone, and they're not going to be here for long. You only got a little while to kind of catch up, to find out what's going on before you get left behind again. See, with this new economy, it's all about your passion. It's all about your purpose. It's all about sharing the things that you learned throughout life. That you learned, and not only can you learn, but you can create it into a product or service to share with people. We all have things that we learned that we spent years doing that other people didn't have the opportunity to learn. These things that you learned, you could put into a product or service and learn how to sell it. And you will be helping people. See, because that's what this whole new economy is all about. They call it the sharing economy. It's about sharing information, sharing resources, sharing what you know to help your fellow man and woman. That's really what's going on right now. We already been there. We're seeing that people are struggling. We see how things are changing in the world. Jobs are being shipped overseas, and McDonald's jobs and all these fast food restaurant jobs are here. They even asking for a high school diploma. So things are shifting rapidly. You know, right now it's time for you to take the leap forward, get out of a fear zone, and go with the flow. Pretty much. We're always being guided with everything. We're being guided in this world through, if you want to call it spirit, you know, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. We're being guided. Like right now, the wind is guiding me, shaking the camera up, letting me know that I'm doing a good job right now. See, that's the universe. But other than that, let me get back to the topic. Right now, I'm telling you this because it's something that I've done. I've quit my job when I was unhappy, you know, and sitting there looking at the job that I was in. I was making good money, but I wasn't happy. You know, I seen the people around me, they weren't happy, but they were stuck in a fear zone and just staying there. They stayed there because they was afraid. So I didn't want to be like them, and I didn't want to be the current person that I was at that time. So I quit. Put myself back in school, not knowing what the future is going to hold. I just know I always wanted to go to school. I felt like I could learn something there. After I went to school, you know, I started meeting a whole bunch of people and started learning things that I didn't know if that even makes sense to you. How can I find out something if I don't know to look for it? So that was one of the main purposes of going to school, is to find out and get resources that I would have no other options of getting unless I was around people who knew more than me. So just going to school made a huge difference. You know, through that, I started to really develop, learned that I had a lot of different skills, started putting things together, different organizations, parties, and having a ball, basically. And after that, I started getting great jobs that were paying me, you know, ridiculous amounts of money. So the reason I'm saying that is because I wouldn't have experienced the travel, the exposure to all the people that I've met, the traveling to different countries. You know, I went to 59 cities and I went to over 13 different countries. That's life altering for a person that really didn't have any exposure at all, you know, and to finally be around people who had all these different exposures and people who were willing to share what they knew to help me out, made me realize that I had to continue the same thing. And life changed. After that, I mean, life just got really good. And the reason I'm sharing those particular stories is because I want you to understand that it's your turn to break out of the gap, to break out of the struggles that a lot of us are in today. And we're in those struggles because we're not following our purpose, we're not following our passion. It's up to us to make the move. It's really fearful, you know, and you can get stuck. And you could get stuck there for years. Matter of fact, the guy that one of the guys I used to work with in my job, we didn't really like it, but he stayed there. And it's been over 13 years, and he's still there. Now, I done traveled the world. I done freaking met so many great people, made so much money, and I became a different person. But he's still the same person because he didn't have those new experiences. So the main point is this. One of the ways I was able to do this, which is over 10 years ago, I haven't did a job that I didn't want to do in 10 years. The only jobs that I took was because I wanted to learn something, learn a skill from those particular institutions. That's it. Right now, I'm self-employed. I'm doing what I want, basically. And I think that's what we all should be striving to do. Do what we want, whatever that is. You know, whether it's a 9 to 5 or whether it's being an entrepreneur or whether it's, you know, working at McDonald's. It all depends on what you want. But at least give yourself the opportunity to go out there and get it. Don't get stuck at a job. Don't get stuck following somebody else's dream. Follow your own dream. Go dance to the beat of your own drum. Don't let other people dictate what that beat is, because then that's when we get lost. We're not on our own path. You know, following your own path will allow you to be able to create the necessary finances that you need to do what you want. It's just that simple. Find out what you're here to do and then share what you've learned. There's all kinds of ways to put together these different services or products. It's up to you to do the research and find out how to package what you already know. Package it. Go out there, talk to people, find out what they're doing. Time is running out. As you can see, you know, with all of these wars going on and life just changing dramatically, we don't even know how long the resources that we have now are going to be here. So if that's the case, we might as well do what we have to do now. I'm not saying go out there and quit your job right now. I'm saying take the time to think about what you want to do. Strategize, research right now. And therefore you can make calculated risk. You know, that's the whole point. Do what you need to do to make calculated risk and take the chance. You know, because working every day and being broke is not fun, because I know tons of people that's doing it. I know tons of people working every day and they're broke. What's the purpose? They're not happy. They're going to a place they don't really want to be, and that's the way they live. And then I know on the other hand, tons of people who are not working and broke. And they're just, you know, just lingering around, not really getting into the full potential of who they are, what they can be. So I just wanted to share this quick little snippet with you, because if you don't know what your life purpose is, I did a previous video. It was called Your Personal Blueprint, Personal Birth Blueprint, and Your Natal Chart. Look at that video, check it out. You know, it's a great video to get into the new technologies that we have to be able to tell us and show us what we came to this planet to do. Because everything else I won't say it's a waste of time because you're learning something, but being on your path every day, it brings you joy, it brings you strength, it brings you excitement. You're alive. And I think that's the purpose of being here on this planet. Like a quote from my favorite James Bond movie. I don't remember it, but I remember the quote. The quote is, what's the purpose of being alive? What's the purpose of living if you don't feel alive? Man, what's the purpose of living if you don't feel alive? So, I welcome you to start feeling alive every day. Taking a chance. Putting the risks out there. You know, stop following the norm. Stop following the structure. Find out the things that you're brought here to do. Find out what makes you happy and joyful. And then share it with others. Share the resources. Share how you learned it. Share the pitfalls. Let people know the things that you failed at. Because the things you failed at and you learned about can be the very things that you can share with somebody that can allow them to not make the same mistakes you did. And to me, those are some of the biggest resources in the world. I just wanted to share that. I hope you guys got something from this, you know. And people always say in their life, if I only knew, my life would be so much better. Now you know.